Welcome back, everyone. Even though we're right in the middle of what feels like the quietest part of the NFL offseason, the buzz around the San Francisco 49ers just won't stop. There's always something brewing when it comes to this team. And right now, all eyes are on one key issue: Alfred Collins. The defensive tackle San Francisco drafted in the second round has yet to sign his rookie contract. With less than 3 weeks remaining until training camp kicks off, this isn't just a 49ers problem. It's a league-wide situation that's got second-round picks across the NFL in limbo. In fact, only 2 second-rounders have signed deals so far this offseason: Jaden Higgins, a wide receiver out of Iowa State picked by the Houston Texans, and Carson Swinginger, a linebacker from UCLA, who landed with the Cleveland Browns. The Texans' choice of Higgins has been praised for his impressive size and speed, plus his willingness to block in the run game. That combination gives Houston a formidable weapon alongside Nico Collins at wide receiver, adding both physicality and skill to C.J. Stroud's offense. Meanwhile, Swinginger impressed at rookie mini camp with his instincts and athleticism despite being a bit lighter than typical linebackers. In today's game, linebackers need to be versatile, able to cover tight ends, running backs, and receivers, and Swinginger's interception at mini camp was a clear example of his high football IQ and ability to diagnose plays quickly. He showed a knack for reading offenses that stood out especially on that pick six against Dylan Gabriel, the Browns' third-round quarterback. As Cleveland also brought in Shatter Sanders in the 5th round, it seems they're focused on bolstering their defense in multiple ways. Now enough about the Browns and their off-field drama. Let's shift back to the Niners, one of the NFL's best-run organizations. San Francisco's training camp won't officially start until July 22nd. But rookies are set to report a week earlier on July 15th. The 49ers are counting heavily on this rookie class for 2025, particularly 5 defensive players: Mike Williams, Alfred Collins, C.J. West, Nick Martin, and Upton Stout. These young defenders could see significant playing time and might even crack the starting lineup for head coach Robert Saleh next season. As of early July, I'm not overly worried about Collins' contract hold-up. But the closer we get to rookies reporting, the more concerned I'll become if he hasn't signed. Collins has been largely absent from off-season activities. He didn't participate in rookie mini-camp or mandatory mini-camp practices due to a calf injury he aggravated. He was on the sideline during OTA letters, but hasn't taken reps yet. At 6'5" and 330 pounds, he's a massive presence that the Niners need to have on the field this year. Delays in his contract signing mean he's behind on reps and conditioning, which is concerning given the important role he's expected to play on the defensive line. This situation isn't unique to Collins or the 49ers. According to reports from Adam Schefter and others, less than a month before training camp, only 2 of the NFL's 32 second-round draft picks had finalized contracts. The sticking point: the debate over full guarantees in contracts. First-round picks are entitled to fully guaranteed 4-year deals regardless of their on-field performance. But second-round picks don't have that luxury. Agents are pushing hard to secure full guarantees for their clients in the second round, arguing that being drafted that high in a 7-round draft should come with similar financial security. After all, earning a second-round spot is a major achievement, and they want their players to have the same protections as those drafted in round 1. It's not that these players or their agents are being greedy. It's about fairness and security. The money for second-rounders isn't the same as first-rounders, but the risk is still real. The guaranteed money tends to be paid out early. So if a player is cut after a couple of seasons due to injury or performance, teams aren't on the hook for massive dead cap penalties. This means players often don't receive the full value of their rookie contracts, only the guaranteed portions. That's the core of the negotiation battle happening across the league right now. With Alfred Collins, this contract delay combined with his injury means the 49ers can't afford to hold out. They need him healthy and ready to go as soon as camp begins, because his presence on the defensive line will be critical in 2025. Unlike the tense situation the Bengals had with Shamar Stewart, the vibe around Collins remains positive. He's in good spirits, but the deal needs to be done soon so he can start practicing and catching up with the rest of the team. San Francisco has one of the largest salary cap spaces in the NFL, so money shouldn't be the main obstacle here. The bigger question is about the guarantees in the contract. Once Collins is on the field and fully integrated, the Niners' defensive tackle group will look much stronger. If they were comfortable with their current depth at that position, including veterans like Jordan Elliott, Kevin Givens, Kalia Davis, and rotational player Evan Anderson, they wouldn't have spent a High pick on Collins. They clearly saw a need for youth and more bulk up front. Jordan Elliott and Kevin Givens have proven themselves as solid backups, with Elliott standing out against the run and Givens providing some pass rush upside. Evan Anderson AUDFA from last year impressed with his explosiveness and twitch for his size. Kalia Davis, on the other hand, has been sidelined by injuries for much of his career, so the decision to draft Collins and also C.J. West at defensive tackle signals the front office's intent to strengthen the defensive front with young, talented, and physically imposing players. When Collins arrives with the team, you immediately notice his full-ready physique, long arms, huge wingspan, and a towering frame. That puts him in the 90th percentile or better across physical traits important for his position. The Niners' draft strategy clearly targeted improving their run defense, and Collins fits that mold perfectly. Alongside Mike Williams, C.J. West, Upton Stout, and Nick Martin, he adds depth and quality in a unit that will be relied upon heavily. Collins is not just a big body, he's agile and has surprisingly quick feet for someone his size. While playing at Texas, often alongside other full-caliber defensive tackles, he was the one who consistently stood out. His tackling technique is sound. Last season, he recorded an elite tackle-to-miss-tackle ratio with 55 tackles, and only 2 misses. He's durable to playing 6 of 65 possible games over 5 seasons in college. Beyond stopping the run, Collins also has a knack for disrupting passing lanes. He defended 7 passes last year, showing burst and awareness at the line of scrimmage. That said, the calf injury is a legitimate concern. We've seen similar soft tissue issues derail promising athletes even in the NBA, with players like Jason Tatum, Damian Lillard, and Tyrese Halliburton dealing with calf problems that sometimes led to more serious Achilles injuries. Christian McCaffrey's history with calf troubles, including bilateral Achilles tendonitis, shows how nagging these injuries can become, especially for bigger players. For Collins, carrying that much weight on an injured calf can prolong recovery and impact performance if not fully healed. Right now, on a scale from 0 to 10, my concern level is about a 4. I'm hopeful he gets healthy soon, signs his contract, and starts practicing immediately. The Niners need him at full strength for training camp and beyond, because this defense is simply better with him on the field. With a valuable second-round pick invested in him, the expectation is clear: Collins is expected to make a significant impact in 2025 and beyond. As we look ahead to the upcoming season, it's important to understand the bigger picture surrounding the San Francisco 49ers defense and how Alfred Collins fits into it. The 49ers have long been known for their defensive prowess, particularly along the line of scrimmage. Over the past several years, they have built a formidable front that has pressured quarterbacks relentlessly and shut down opposing run games. Yet despite their success, the team recognized that replenishing the defensive tackle position was crucial. Aging veterans and injury concerns meant the team needed to inject fresh talent with the size and skill to anchor the middle of the defense for years to come. That's exactly why Collins' role will be so vital. The 49ers defensive scheme under coordinator DeMeco Ryans emphasizes versatility, discipline, and physicality. Defensive tackles aren't just space eaters, they are tasked with controlling 2 gaps, collapsing pockets, and disrupting both the run and pass. Collins' blend of size and athleticism is tailor-made for this system. What's particularly promising about Collins is not only his physical attributes, but also his mental approach to the game. Coaches have praised his football IQ, his consistency, and his relentless motor. These traits will allow him to learn quickly, adapt to the pro level, and contribute even if his physical tools aren't quite fully developed yet. In a league where the defensive tackle position is often overlooked, Collins represents a rare breed of player who can impact the game in multiple ways. His ability to get penetration into the backfield makes him a constant threat against the run, while his quick hands and awareness allow him to disrupt passing lanes and bat down balls at the line. This is an underappreciated skill for a defensive tackle, but one that can create momentum-shifting plays and frustrate quarterbacks and offensive coordinators alike. The 49ers will be counting on him to not just plug gaps, but also to generate those kinds of impactful moments. Meanwhile, the overall defensive line depth is something the 49ers have shored up well, but not without challenges. Injuries have dogged players like Kalia Davis, limiting their availability. Veterans like Jordan Elliott and Kevin Givens have settled into solid roles, but the 49ers needed to ensure that the team has both the talent and the stamina to get through the season's grind. That's where the rookie class, including Collins, comes into play. The transition from college to the NFL is notoriously difficult for defensive linemen. because of the speed and complexity of the pro game, but the 49ers coaching staff has a strong track record developing young talent. One thing to watch closely during training camp and preseason games is how Collins handles the step up in competition and the increased physical demands. At Texas, he faced top-tier offensive linemen regularly, which is a good sign. But the NFL is an entirely different level. The speed, technique, and game planning opponents bring will test his skill set. Furthermore, the lingering calf injury presents a wild card. Soft tissue injuries like that can be tricky, especially for big men who rely on lower body strength and explosiveness. If not managed carefully, it could affect his ability to sustain effort through long practices and back-to-back games. There's also a psychological factor at play here. Rookie contracts are not just about money, they're about confidence and security. The ongoing negotiations and the uncertainty surrounding the guarantees can weigh on a young player's mind. For Collins, knowing that the 49ers are fully committed to him with a signed contract could boost his focus and performance during this critical early stage of his career. The organization has the resources and the willingness to support him, so closing this chapter soon will benefit both sides. Looking beyond Collins, the 49ers defense as a whole is undergoing a period of transition. While the core remains strong with stars on the edge like Nick Bosa and solid contributors across the linebacking cores, they need fresh legs and new faces to keep pace with a league that is constantly evolving. The passing offenses are more complex, and linebackers must cover more ground, meaning the defensive front must be disruptive enough to buy time for the second and third levels of the defense to make plays. Collins, along with other rookies, is part of that infusion of youth that can provide the energy and physicality necessary to compete at the highest level. The 2025 season will also be a test for head coach Kyle Shanahan and the team's overall strategy. While the offense gets much of the spotlight, the defense must continue to be a pillar of success for the 49ers to contend for a championship. The draft and off-season acquisitions suggest the front office understands this and is positioning the team accordingly. It's a balancing act developing rookies like Collins while maintaining veteran leadership and continuity. The 49ers have managed this well in recent years, but the stakes are high. Defensive tackles don't get the glamour of pass rushers or playmakers in the secondary, but they are the unsung heroes who control the line of scrimmage and dictate how the defense performs. There's also an element of patience required from the fan base. The transition from college star to NFL contributor isn't immediate for most players, especially at a physically demanding position like defensive tackle. Collins' success will depend on how quickly he can assimilate the playbook, adjust to NFL techniques, and stay healthy. The Niners coaching staff has invested heavily in strength and conditioning programs tailored to each player's needs, and they'll be closely monitoring Collins' recovery and progression throughout the offseason and into training camp. Another important aspect to consider is the culture within the 49ers locker room and how it shapes rookies. San Francisco has cultivated an environment where accountability, work ethic, and professionalism are non-negotiable. Veterans often mentor young players, helping them navigate the pressures and expectations that come with playing in a high-profile market. Alfred Collins is stepping into a team with strong leadership and a clear vision for success. This support system can be invaluable in helping him overcome the initial hurdles and reach his potential. Financially, the 49ers have positioned themselves well to navigate these rookie contract negotiations. With the second most cap space in the league, they have the flexibility to meet reasonable demands or guaranteed money without compromising the team's ability to build around their core. The ongoing trend in the NFL towards securing more guarantees for second-round picks reflects a broader shift in player empowerment. Agents are more assertive and players want financial security early in their careers. It's a reflection of the risk inherent in the sport. Injuries can derail a promising career in an instant, so guaranteeing money helps protect players and their families. As training camp approaches, the pressure will mount on both sides to finalize the deal. For the 49ers, having Collins on the field from day one is crucial for implementing their defensive game plan. For Collins, it's about proving he belongs at the next level and justifying the team's investment in him. The optics of a holdout or a delayed start can be distracting, but with the positive reports about his attitude and work ethic, it feels more like a bump in the road than a crisis. In the bigger picture, Alfred Collins represents the new wave of defensive linemen entering the league. Players who combine size, athleticism, and intelligence to adapt to a fast-changing game. The 49ers' emphasis on building a well-rounded, tough defense means that Collins won't just be another name on the roster. he'll be expected to contribute meaningfully from the start. While it's natural to have some concerns given the injury and contract delays, the potential upside is significant. As fans and analysts watch the offseason unfold, keep in mind the layers of complexity behind every rookie contract, injury report, and training camp practice. What might seem like small details can have ripple effects across the entire team's fortunes. San Francisco's 49ers are a franchise with a strong foundation, clear goals, and a winning culture. Alfred Collins, when healthy and ready, will be a big part of that future. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers are swirling around the San Francisco 49ers, fueled by some recent strong words from former player Drayton Jones. The EX-49ERS star has reportedly criticized the current atmosphere within the team, stirring up a storm among fans and insiders alike. While nothing official has been confirmed, Jones's comments have ignited speculation about internal issues that could be affecting the team's performance and cohesion. Jones, who was once a respected figure on the 49ers roster, allegedly expressed frustration over what he described as a toxic environment inside the organization. Though details remain scarce, his remarks hint at possible conflicts among players or between staff and athletes. Given his experience and history with the franchise, Jones's perspective carries weight, making many wonder if the team's locker room dynamics are far from ideal. The timing of these revelations is especially interesting, as the 49ers are navigating a crucial period in their season. Rumors now suggest that the discord Jones alludes to might be contributing to recent inconsistencies on the field. Fans and analysts alike are buzzing, trying to connect the dots between off-field tensions and the team's current struggles. Could these internal rifts be undermining what seemed to be a promising campaign? Speculation also points to potential impacts on team leadership. Some insiders believe that if these reports gain traction, the coaching staff might face increasing pressure to address morale issues swiftly. Others hint at the possibility of player unrest influencing future roster decisions, or even prompting changes in management. Though the organization remains tight-lipped, the air of uncertainty surrounding the 49ers has never been more palpable. For now, Drayton Jones's candid criticisms remain just that, unconfirmed claims, adding to a growing buzz around the franchise. Still, the suggestion of a fractured locker room is enough to keep fans on edge, eager for clarity or reassurance. Will the 49ers respond publicly, and if so, how will they tackle the murmurs that threaten to overshadow their on-field efforts? As the situation develops, all eyes will remain glued to San Francisco, waiting to see whether these rumors are merely distractions or signs of deeper challenges within one of the NFL's storied teams. Jones's outspoken remarks have certainly opened a door that many thought was closed, and the coming weeks could prove critical in defining the 49ers' future. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.